to Maria Loves to Talk. And what are we talking about today, you guys and gals? I am talking about something very important. And this will be, I wouldn't say a continuation or a series. I'm just going to do different things, but it's not perfume today. It's not perfume. What I'm talking about, these dating apps that's getting folks in trouble. Getting people in trouble. People are being sucked in by losers, by scam artists, by rascals, by mischievous people. So this is something you're interested in. You might be able to learn something. Maybe it might be somebody you know that I'm talking about. Please join me. Get you some snacks, maybe some coffee, I don't know, turkey sandwich, coconut water, and let's get into it. Okay, starting with my first one. This guy here, I was like, wow, firefighters. It's been a lot of men, not just men of the cloth, but men in uniforms. And I know a lot of women. I remember when I used to work in offices, a lot of my co-workers was like, I love talking to cops. I love firefighters. I like to whatever, okay? Some of them even made passes at them when they got stopped and try to talk the cop or whoever giving them a ticket. Okay, so let's get on with this knucklehead here. So this dude here, I don't know if you can see it. Decent looking guy, not my type, but whatever. I'm already taken. So this dude is Richard Dalton Battle, 24 years old. He looks pretty young. He is charged with 1 count of solicitation of a person under 16 to commit a lewd act and 1 count of unlawful use of a two-way communication device. I don't know what that is. So basically, in a nutshell, what this loser was doing, he was exhorting a 14-year-old little girl into getting him nude pictures on, I think he was combing through Snapchat, on Instagram. See, I don't know all these things, you guys. And a lot of, adults, parents, godparents, grandmothers, foster parents, we don't know. Okay, so what he did, he found a little girl on Instagram, talked her into sending him some nude pics. She was sending it through Snapchat. The little girl said that he just kept harassing her to send more, and she finally got tired of it, and she reported him to her principal the next year. So this all happened in 2019, and then the story, I think, is from April this year. So she finally got fed up, and she went to someone, and she told them. So when they contacted him, he lies and says, oh, I thought she was 18. I met her on Tinder. This was a date. I didn't know that she was, underage and blah, blah, blah. But they found the new pics this child was sending him. And kids need to know, and parents need to maybe have that little talk, not so much about the birds and the bees, but a little talk with your kid every now and then, maybe once a month. Hey, what's up? What's going on? Hey, let me look at that phone. Let me look at this. An adult threaten you, you need to let us know. Nude pics, that is not a good thing, you guys. Shanna, in her car, March the 20th, she had crashed her car into a bank building. Witnesses observe a man get out of the passenger side with a backpack. He pulled the victim out of the car, threw her on the ground. He runs off. Suspect was found later. I don't know how much later they found him. This happened on March the 20th. They found this guy, Isaiah Burns, March the 22nd in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. He's at Mama House. He commits this crime. The dating apps to lure women, and then he would rob them, basically. So he got this poor young lady, this poor young mom that just finished college. Chanya Sherrill shot her in the head, and she drove the car into a bank building. I guess she was fighting with him, trying not to give up her money or maybe her income tax. So they wasn't even really dating. He was just there to try to rob the young lady. If y'all disagree with me, fine. Look, leave it in the comments. But he looks like nothing but trouble to me. And yes, they're gonna give these criminals, these troublemakers, jail. I don't know, 20 years, maybe 50, lifetime. That's still not gonna bring your loved one back. I don't know how this could have been avoided. What I would say for me, if I was back in a dating scene, a young girl again, I would bring somebody with me. Bring a friend, family member, someone. Okay, so the next loser on here is called Annabelle Bella Dukes. Annabella Dukes. She's 18. All these young people in New Mexico, Albuquerque, New Mexico. She was arrested January the 24th, 2022. She murdered with her boyfriend, her little boyfriend. I think he's like 17. His name was Adrian Avila, 17. What they did, they killed the young guy. His name was Elias Otero. What they did, they lured him again using Snapchat. They had already robbed someone earlier that day, and so he met up with them. They kidnapped him basically, and when they went to contact his older brother came out to do an exchange or give them the money, and they killed him, and he was a correctional officer. So that's what happened with Annabella Dukes. So again, and I saw her, young pretty girl. I'm like, why would you be doing something like that? 18, you just threw your life away. Abigail Funes, 17, from Cameron County in Texas, Brownsville. She and a 16-year-old, this happened March 17, 2022. What is all these kids, you guys, doing on Snapchat, Tinder date, some of them even on Grindr or Grindr? What are they doing? Hey, 17, 16, 15. I'm sorry, your little booty need to be in your history books in that National Geographic. That's where you need to be at. That's where y'all need to be. Not on Tinder, not on Grindr. Oh my goodness. And her accomplice, a 16-year-old boy, luring an older man to a area. I guess he's thinking he was gonna have, I don't know, a date, a relationship. So this guy here that she lured, this happened, this is in Brownsville, Texas, Cameron County. Okay, so her and her 16-year-old boy, they had already been in trouble before in another town where they previously lived. So they were just bad seeds to begin. According to the sheriff's office, the search was conducted and the two teenage suspects were taken into custody without incident. Funes and the other suspect were reportedly with a family member at a nearby neighborhood when they were apprehended. On March the 18th, Funes and a 16-year-old suspect were arrested and charged with aggravated assault and aggravated robbery. Okay, so they found 2 rifles, 2 spent casings, a machete. Are you kidding me? And this girl here looks so teenagers. So both suspects had warrants in Walker County. I'm thinking about Chuck Norris in Walker County, Texas. Okay, so moving on to the next little criminal, next little loser. This is a married man. I'm almost thinking about, are we at this stage where we need to hire the blue detective? I'm thinking about the people that had found Clara Harris' husband in Clear Lake, Texas, a couple of years ago, and found out he was cheating with the dental hygienist or the office manager. Do we need to start hiring detectives to I don't know, follow our husbands, follow our man? First of all, I don't have that kind of money to be hiring the detective to be following and we have to do all that, then, we don't need to be together. Okay, so moving on. Man charged, nice looking dude. At least he looks decent to me, Nice looking, decent fella. Okay. Man charged with child sexual assault targeted single moms and dating apps to get close to their kids. Okay. This guy, 42-year-old Epifanio Adolfo Jimenez, went by the name Harley and dating sites, and specifically look for women with children. You guys, that's scary. That is really scary. A Texas man has been charged with sexual assault of a child, and authorities allege that he has been targeting single moms through dating apps, then asking to spend time with their children. Come on, you guys. You gonna let a man spend time with your children? You don't get to see my kids. You don't get to know about my kids. You don't get to know their names until after you've been screened. It's been 4 to 5, 6 months. Come on. I'm with a child here. According to affidavits, cops learned Jimenez went after a 17-year-old girl. She came forward and claimed that he had sexually assaulted her when she was 13. 13. So that means he had to been in a relationship with her mom for some years, or they went back and forth. You know how some people, we break up, we hook up together, whatever. The girl, who was the daughter of Jimenez's ex-girlfriend, told school counselors and later police that Jimenez was drunk 4 years ago when he pinned her to the bed and raped her. Police allege that Jimenez corroborated much of the girl's account, but denied the sexual assault. Wow. So his thing, and he I hate to say it, but he kind of looks like a drunk. And then he's married. So I'm thinking, wife, you don't know what your husband was doing. He's on these dating apps, and then he's an old nasty pervert messing with little girls. And what was her mom doing? You don't have a relationship. You're not talking to your child. You're not paying attention to see. Tinder hookup leads to robbery. And I got a story about this is not a family friend. This is a friend, lady I worked with when I was at Chase Bank years ago. Not years, but it's been about 8 years ago. And she was telling me that her neighbor had came to her and had confided in her that her daughter, who was a cute little, pretty little, attractive young lady, she had to have been at least 18, that she was arrested along with her boyfriend. Boyfriend was putting her up to going to clubs or whatnot, or probably that was also maybe online or on one of those back pages. But she would meet the guy, go back to his house. I don't know if they was putting a Mickey or Dolly in the dude's drink, but when the man would fall asleep, she would unlock the door and let her boyfriend and his friends in, and they would rob the guy. So this particular guy woke up in between them and caught them robbing, and they knock him out. He called the police, and that's how the little girl was caught. So the mother was so not embarrassed, but just scared and worried that, hey, my daughter, how did my daughter get caught up in this? The boyfriend lured her into doing this, and now I'm looking at my child, my beautiful, little angel, might be going to jail for 20 years or so. So I'm not saying that these dudes are probably putting these little girls up to it, but I really don't think in most of the cases these women are just coming up with this out of their own little heads. So this young lady, her name is Makisah Blakey. She's 20. Seems like a lot's going on in Odessa, or in Texas, and in Florida. So she's from Odessa, Texas. Okay, so what she was doing, this happened in, it says March 2022. So March the 5th, around March. An Odessa woman was arrested after police said she was involved in robbery. According to the affidavit, Makisah Blakey, 20, has been charged with aggravated robbery and first-degree felony. Blakey was charged with theft and failure to identify and giving a false statement to police. According to the affidavit, around 4 a.m. on March the 5th, Odessa Police Department was dispatched to a motel. Nothing goes on good at a motel. I'm just saying, okay? So the motel, the victim called 911. I'm sorry to be laughing. To report he was robbed. At the scene, the victim told investigators he had been robbed by a woman he met through the Tinder dating app. The victim told police a woman known as Kayla, later identified as Blakey, had asked him to come up to Motel 6 and get a room. Blakey told the victim she was staying at the motel with her children. Oh, wow, you guys. Oh, wow. At some point while in the victim's room, Blakey told the victim she needed to go check on her kids. According to the affidavit, when Blakey opened the door to exit the room, two men entered the room. One of the men, armed with a handgun, placed the gun at the victim's head and demanded that the victim send money to Blakey via Cash App. What? Are you kidding me? After the money was sent, the men then took the victim's phone and $80 in cash from his wallet. Investigators then spoke with a Motel 6 employee who recognized the description of the suspects. Police went to the room number. You know what I've noticed with a lot of these criminals? They're so freaking dumb. Just a yellow short bus, dumb, dumb, dumb. So the police went to the room number provided by the employee and found Blakey inside. According to the affidavit, the police, her name was, she told them, she has a whole bunch of names. Her name is Amya Jordan. And that she was staying in the motel with a man known as Z. Blakey later told the police her name and said she was living in the motel with a stranger, and the stranger forced her to help him rob. Blakey refused to tell the police the names of the two men involved. Later, police found the victim's phone discarded in a nearby parking lot and confirmed that he had sent $500 via Cash App. They got $500 through Cash App, and remember, one of the guys took $80 off the victim. Blakey was arrested and taken to some jail. Blakey is still behind bars according to jail records and is being held on a $61,500 bond. Basically, I mean, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know, what they can get. It depends. Is this her first offense? Maybe she might get probation, or I don't know, but it's sad. But I bet you those dudes put this woman up to that. I bet you. Desperate for a relationship, a husband, a man, a sugar daddy, a sugar papa. I'm sorry, but gotta be careful. We're living in the last days. Okay, so here, Lincoln Park woman. They don't have her picture. I guess I wouldn't want to show my picture. Lincoln Park woman invites a man she met on a dating app over for the evening, and her house is robbed. And all I see here is just say Lincoln Park. That's all I see. And believe me, I wouldn't tell anybody that either. I would be so embarrassed. I would be so ashamed to tell somebody that I brought some stranger I don't even know to my crib, to my palace, to my little casa. Okay, a Lincoln Park woman called police after she invited a man she met on dating app over to her house for an evening, and he allegedly robbed the place once she left the room. So I guess she went to the room, I don't know, maybe to pop some popcorn, maybe to put on some Prada perfume. Hey, I don't know. The incident occurred sometime at 2 a.m. Hey, y'all know, Ain't nothing good is happening after 12 a.m., 2 a.m. And like somebody said, the only thing open is the liquor store and something else. And maybe the liquor store might not be open. Okay, so the incident occurred after 2 a.m. March the 27th at a residence on College Avenue. According to a police report, the woman said she invited him to her house to hang out. Really? You don't know a darn thing about a man, about anybody, and you just invite him to your house to hang out. Don't let me forget, I got another story to tell you about hanging out. She told the police she left the room to use the bathroom, and when she came back, her Michael Kors wallet, 2 Coach bags. How does this guy know anything about Coach bags? Most men don't know nothing about a Coach bag and a Michael Kors. And a Century safe was missing. Okay. Man escorted. Okay. How? Really? Woman, come on. I was at a Costco store a while back, and a dude was with his wife. I guess he was with his wife. I don't know. And I don't know if he thought the chick that had the Louis Vuitton purse, she didn't have no business with having it, or maybe he thought she looked too young or what. But he pointed her to his wife and said, "Oh, you know, look at her, look at her. She got a Louis Vuitton purse." Okay, so this here, let's see. I gotta know where Lincoln Park is at. I have to know. I need to know. I mean, golly, you know. This lady is lucky she wasn't killed. She wasn't raped. He didn't burn her house down. I'm surprised he didn't steal her car. She was, okay. So this must be somewhere in Michigan because I see Dearborn Press. Wow. This happened this year, last month. This lady, the country people down in little towns in Georgia and Alabama and Louisiana is not falling for that okie doke. I can't believe somebody in a big city fell for the okie doke like that. Okay, y'all, my last one, moving on. Joshua Brack. I've been calling him Joshua Black, but it's Joshua Brack. This dude takes the cake. He takes the cake, you guys. And I had to find a picture of him because everywhere I look, I couldn't find a picture. But maybe it's because he's a police cop, a former police cop, a sheriff, and they didn't want us to know what he looked like. But I'm thinking, really, dude? You know what you was doing. You know that was bad. This deputy, I thought he was a police cop, but Deputy Joshua Brack, B-R-A-C-K. I have been Googling Black. This guy, he looks like a little fat, pudgy, doughboy, the little Pillsbury dough. That's what he looks like. Okay, so Florida deputy fired after girlfriend exposes him for having blank blank with male prostitutes while on duty. And this is from March 2022. So he's a Palm Beach County deputy. He has been fired as it was revealed by an ex-girlfriend that he had a much seedier side, including engaging with male call boys while on duty. Joshua Brack, who was once a member of the Palm Beach County Sheriff Office, was relieved, thank you, of his duty after his girlfriend notified PBSO a civil dispute. When PBSO deputies came to discuss the matter, the ex notified them that Brack had engaged in several illicit activities while on duty. And I'm not going to name all of them. He was meeting dudes on Grindr. Okay, he allegedly sent money to different males after having blank blank with them. Some incidents occurred while he was on duty. He even would drive the girlfriend around in the patrol car car while he was on duty, which you know is a no-no. He engaged in traffic enforcement and seized marijuana. Now that there, I'm gonna just keep it real. I've heard of cases where cops or deputies steal drugs, and we've seen all this in movies like Training Day and blah blah blah, of them stealing drugs from drug dealers or the money, or having just doing stuff they're not supposed to do. So that's what one of the things he was doing. Then he was taking money. He never turned it into the evidence department and brought it home. She telling on herself. She said I don't know, she said for her to sell or for him to sell. Brack allegedly engaged in traffic enforcement, and he would take money from people. I've heard of them doing that. He also allegedly responded to, Brack allegedly responded to a large Hispanic communities while in District 15 to randomly search people and keep their belongings. So he was a thief. He was a thug, okay, basically. Taking down the information, the responding deputy took the details to his higher ups, and investigation was opened up in internal affairs. To add insult to injury, the ex also provided photos. Oh, boy, you dudes, y'all don't get your girlfriends ticked off. Girlfriend's gonna get you in trouble. She provided photos that were not meant to be shared, okay? Surveillance on Brack carried out by the Tactical Intelligence Unit for less than 2 weeks revealed that some of the claims were not only probable but ongoing. Brack was found to be fudging responses, engaging in activities less than upstanding individuals. Brack did admit to several incidents, including driving with an unrestrained infant. Wait a minute, did she have a child with him? An unrestrained infant in the patrol vehicle and going well over the speed limit. Okay, and while it could not be proven that Brack violated any law, man, please, come on. He was found to have violated several rules and regulations of the PBSO, including standard of conduct, neglect of duty, and proper conduct offenses. Golly, that seemed like a lie. Brack has since been terminated. Okay, I'm curious, is he gonna get any jail time? I mean, only thing that's gonna happen when this happened, they go to work. Hey, I don't know. He might work at another police department. He might even work in the school. Okay, the school district. He could work as a mall cop. He can work at a club or a cantina or Costco, okay. So let's see, I saw something else. Okay, so she said he took some of them. Sheriff searched his computer and phone and found many nude photos. He took some of them while on duty and sent them to men he met on Grindr. Brack also brought home, okay, I already said drugs to the girlfriend, okay, to his ex-girlfriend to sell. She said he was arrested, but he was fired. He was not arrested, but was fired. The girlfriend was not arrested either. Okay, why wasn't the girlfriend arrested? She just told y'all that he brought the drugs home and she was selling. Okay, and that he was picking on Hispanic people, or that's the community he was in, picking on people and taking their money and whatnot. She says here, and this is from the Daily Mail, that he would drive her around in his patrol car. He sent his ex-girlfriend crime scene photos and even one of a decapitated head. He took photos of his wing, Oscar Mayer wing, and sent it to the men he met on Grindr. This little fat, chubby doughboy. That Grindr, Tinder, I don't know, Snapchat, Instagram, your kids is on Instagram. Make sure you know what they're doing and let them know. Don't be sending some strange wacko pictures of yourself, nude pictures. you meeting men or dudes on the internet, and this goes for dudes who are single fathers raising girls or boys at home, that people don't need to be knowing about your kids. They don't need to be in your children's room. You don't need to be sharing with them where your child go to school at, or what grade, or if you getting child support, or where the parent, the other non-custodial parent live, or if they're not in the child's life. That's none of these people's freaking business, you guys. So, hey, if you got some stories for me, please share. I will consider and see. I might be able to do some of them. If you know any, or you're doing these internet things, you better be careful. You better be careful.